My beloved child, listen carefully, because what you are about to hear is not ordinary. This moment was not an accident. Out of millions of voices, something pulled you here. Something unseen guided your eyes to this very message. And before this video ends, a truth will touch your heart in a way you will never forget. Do not skip. Stay until the end. Because something huge is waiting for you. There is a seat in heaven with your name written on it, and most people will never understand why. Right now, while the world rushes around you, while noise fills every corner of your life, there is a whisper calling your spirit. Not a loud voice. Not thunder. A whisper. Gentle. Patient. Eternal. And somehow, even after everything you have faced, you can still hear it. That whisper has been following you through every sleepless night. Through every hidden tear. Through every disappointment you never spoke about. You thought nobody noticed your silent battles. But heaven did. You thought your prayers disappeared into the air. But they were collected one by one. You thought you were forgotten. You were never forgotten. And tonight, something is changing. Stay with me, because the next few moments may explain why your soul has felt restless lately. Why you keep searching for something deeper. Why ordinary things no longer satisfy your heart. It is because you were created for more than this temporary world. There is a place prepared for you beyond fear. Beyond heartbreak, beyond every painful memory you still carry. A place where peace does not fade. A place where no darkness can enter. A place where love never leaves. A seat in heaven is waiting for you. Can you feel the weight of those words? Not maybe. Not someday if you become perfect. A seat is waiting. And the shocking part is this. Many people spend their entire lives chasing things that disappear, while ignoring the eternal invitation calling their name every single day. Do not become one of them. Something huge is waiting for you. There are moments in life when heaven becomes closer than usual. Moments when invisible doors begin to open. Moments when your spirit suddenly realizes that you are standing at the edge of transformation. This could be one of those moments for you. Right now. As you listen. You may have entered this video feeling tired, confused, or uncertain about your future. Maybe you smiled today while hiding pain inside. Maybe you have been carrying questions nobody can answer. Maybe your faith became weak because life became heavy. But hear this clearly. Heaven has not turned away from you. Even when you walked through storms, heaven walked beside you. Even when you doubted yourself, heaven still called you chosen. Even when you felt broken, heaven still saw beauty inside your soul. And tonight, the whisper grows louder. Do not skip. Because the next revelation could change the way you see your life forever. There are blessings moving toward you right now that you cannot yet see. There are doors preparing to open. There are battles ending. There are hidden miracles already in motion. And while you are waiting for answers, heaven is preparing timing so perfect that one day you will realize every delay protected you from something smaller than your destiny. Think about that. Some of the pain you cried over was actually protection. Some closed doors were mercy. Some endings were rescue. And what felt like silence was preparation. You are closer than you think. But listen carefully now, because this is important. Not everyone will understand the journey you are on. Some people only see your outside smile. They do not see the spiritual war behind your quiet moments. They do not see how many times you almost gave up but somehow kept moving forward. That strength did not come from nowhere. Heaven was holding you together. There were nights when your heart felt exhausted. Yet somehow you survived. There were mornings you did not want to rise, yet somehow you stood again. There were moments darkness whispered fear into your mind, yet something brighter kept pulling you toward hope. That was not luck. That was heaven whispering your name. Stay till the end. Because what comes next is something most people never realize until it is too late. The world teaches people to chase attention, power, and temporary success. But heaven looks at something deeper. Heaven looks at the condition of the heart. Heaven notices kindness nobody applauds. Quiet faithfulness. Secret compassion. The moments you chose love even after being hurt. Those moments matter more than you know. Every time you encouraged someone while fighting your own battles. Every time you stayed gentle in a cruel world. Every time you kept believing despite disappointment. Heaven saw it all. Nothing was wasted. And here is the revelation that should shake your soul tonight. Your story is still being written. The chapter you are in right now is not the final chapter. The pain is not permanent. The confusion is not forever. The loneliness is not the end. Something greater is approaching. Can you feel it? That strange feeling inside you, that expectation you cannot explain, that pull telling you to keep listening. It is there for a reason. Because heaven is trying to prepare your heart before the breakthrough arrives. Do not skip. Something huge is waiting for you. There are people watching this right now who almost lost hope completely. People who smiled while secretly feeling empty inside. People who wondered if their life truly mattered. Listen carefully. Your existence matters more than you understand. You are not random. You are not an accident. You were known before you ever took your first breath. And the seat waiting for you in heaven is proof that your life carries eternal value. Think about how powerful that is. The Creator of eternity knows your name. Knows your tears. Knows your fears. Knows every hidden wound you never told anyone about. And still calls you beloved. Not rejected. Not abandoned. Beloved. Right now, there is someone listening whose heart suddenly feels emotional for no obvious reason. That is because truth reaches places words cannot. Your spirit recognizes something your mind is still trying to understand. This message was meant to find you. Not tomorrow. Not next year. Now. Because there are moments when heaven interrupts ordinary life to wake a soul before it drifts too far into hopelessness. This is one of those moments. And before this part ends, I need you to remember something forever. The darkness around you is not stronger than the light calling you forward. Fear is not your future. Hopelessness is not your identity. Your mistakes are not the end of your story. Heaven still whispers possibility over your life. There is still purpose ahead. Still peace ahead. Still joy ahead. Still restoration ahead. And yes, a seat in heaven is waiting for you. Do not leave now. Because the next part will reveal the hidden signs heaven places in your life before a breakthrough arrives, signs most people ignore until it is too late. A strange silence is surrounding your life right now, and it is not ordinary. Before you skip, listen carefully. Because something huge is waiting for you. There are moments when heaven becomes so close to a person that even the smallest signs begin to carry meaning. A random delay. A sudden feeling. A dream you cannot forget. A message that appears at the exact right moment. And what if I told you, those moments are not coincidences? What if heaven has been whispering to you for much longer than you realized? Stay till the end. Because the revelation coming in this part may completely change how you see your life. There are hidden signs that appear before a breakthrough arrives. Most people ignore them because they are distracted by noise, fear, and endless rushing. But the ones who pay attention discover something extraordinary. Tonight, your eyes are opening. Do not skip. Because this message may be arriving exactly on time. Have you noticed how your heart has been changing lately? The things that once satisfied you now feel empty. The conversations around you seem shallow. The temporary things of this world no longer fill the deep place inside your soul. That feeling is important. It means your spirit is waking up. And when a spirit begins to awaken, heaven starts revealing signs that were invisible before. One of the first signs is this. You begin feeling pulled toward peace instead of chaos. You no longer want endless negativity. You begin protecting your energy. You begin searching for truth instead of distraction. And even though you cannot explain it, you start feeling that your life has a greater purpose. That is not random. That is heaven preparing your heart. Something huge is waiting for you. Another sign appears when doors suddenly close. At first, it feels painful, confusing, unfair. But later, you realize those doors were leading somewhere smaller than your destiny. Think about the opportunities you lost. The people who walked away. The plans that collapsed. At the time, it felt like defeat. But what if those endings protected you from losing yourself? What if heaven removed certain things because your future required something greater? Do not skip. Because the next truth is powerful. There are people listening right now who feel tired from waiting. You prayed. You hoped. You stayed patient. Yet the answers seem delayed. But heaven works in timing beyond human understanding. A seed underground looks invisible before it becomes a tree. Preparation often happens in silence. And while you think nothing is happening, heaven is arranging moments, people, and opportunities that will suddenly connect all at once. One day you will look back and realize the waiting season was building strength inside you. The delay was not denial. It was preparation. Stay till the end. Because a once-in-a-lifetime revelation is coming closer. Another hidden sign before breakthrough is unexpected peace during uncertainty. It makes no logical sense. The situation around you may still look unfinished, yet deep inside, something tells you everything will somehow work out. That peace is not weakness. It is a whisper from heaven reminding you that your story is still under divine direction. Fear says it is over. Heaven says keep going. Doubt says nothing will change. Heaven says watch what happens next. And right now, as you listen, there is movement happening beyond what your eyes can see. Blessings are being prepared. Connections are forming. Miracles are moving quietly toward your life. Do not stop now. Something huge is waiting for you. There is another sign most people overlook completely. Suddenly, certain people begin disappearing from your life. Not because you failed. Not because you are unworthy. But because every new season requires different company. Some people were assigned to your past, not your future. And although separation can feel painful, heaven sometimes removes confusion so clarity can finally arrive. You are not losing everything. You are being redirected. Can you feel that? That strange feeling inside your chest right now. That feeling that this message understands something nobody else sees. It is because heaven knows exactly where you are emotionally. Every hidden tear. Every silent prayer. Every moment you smiled while carrying invisible pressure inside. Nothing escaped heaven's attention. And here comes the shocking revelation. Some of the greatest blessings enter a person's life quietly at first. Not with noise. Not with applause. But with a whisper. A whisper that says, hold on a little longer. A new chapter is near. You are not abandoned. There is still purpose ahead. And tonight, that whisper is reaching you again. Stay till the end. Because the next sign is one very few people recognize before transformation arrives. You begin feeling disconnected from the person you used to be. Old habits no longer feel right. Old thinking starts fading. Your soul begins craving deeper meaning. This can feel uncomfortable because growth always changes identity before it changes circumstances. But do not fear the transition. The version of you that survives this season will be stronger, wiser, calmer, and closer to your true purpose. The process is shaping you, not destroying you. And while others only see delay, heaven sees preparation for destiny. Do not skip. Something huge is waiting for you. Right now, there is someone listening who almost gave up recently. You felt emotionally exhausted. You wondered whether your efforts even mattered anymore. But listen carefully. You are closer than you think. Sometimes the greatest breakthrough arrives after the hardest season. Sometimes the brightest morning comes after the longest night. And sometimes heaven stays silent not because it left you, but because it is creating a moment so powerful that it will leave no doubt when it finally arrives. That moment may be approaching faster than you realize. Can you imagine waking up one day and suddenly understanding why everything happened the way it did? Why certain doors closed? Why certain delays happened? Why certain people disappeared? Why you had to walk through seasons nobody understood? One day it will make sense. And when it does, you will realize heaven was guiding you the entire time. There is a seat in heaven waiting for you. Never forget that. Your life carries eternal meaning. Your struggles are not meaningless. Your story is not finished. And before this part ends, remember this truth. You are not watching this video by accident. Something led you here. Something wanted your spirit to hear these words tonight. Because heaven whispers before it moves. And the whisper is growing louder. Do not leave now. Because in the next part, the hidden reason behind your recent emotional battles will finally be revealed, and once you hear it, you may never see your struggles the same way again. There is a reason your spirit has been feeling heavier lately, and almost nobody talks about it. Do not skip. Stay till the end. Because something huge is waiting for you. Some battles are invisible to the human eye. They happen quietly inside the heart. In thoughts nobody hears. In emotions nobody understands. And the shocking truth is this. The closer a person moves toward purpose, the stronger the resistance often becomes. That explains why you have felt exhausted even while trying to stay hopeful. Why you smiled outside while fighting silent pressure inside. Why certain nights felt strangely emotional for no obvious reason. Your soul senses change before your life does. And heaven knows exactly what you have been carrying. Right now, there are people listening who secretly wonder why life became harder the moment they started trying to grow spiritually. You became more thoughtful, more aware, more careful with your heart. Yet suddenly, confusion increased. Delays increased. Emotional weight increased. But what if those struggles are not proof you are abandoned? What if they are proof you are being prepared? Think carefully about this. Gold is refined through fire. Diamonds are formed under pressure. And some of the strongest souls are shaped during seasons nobody else understands. Do not skip. Because the next revelation could change how you see your pain forever. There are moments when heaven allows discomfort to wake a person from spiritual sleep. Not to destroy them, but to redirect them toward destiny. Sometimes comfort keeps people distracted. Sometimes ease makes people forget eternity. But struggle has a way of opening the deepest parts of the soul. Suddenly, a person begins asking bigger questions. Why am I here? What truly matters? What lasts forever? And slowly, heaven begins pulling that soul closer. Maybe that is what has been happening to you. Maybe the battles were never meant to end you. Maybe they were meant to awaken you. Something huge is waiting for you. There is another truth most people never realize until much later. Not every closed door is punishment. Some closed doors are divine protection. Imagine walking towards something that looks perfect while heaven can already see the heartbreak ahead. Imagine being upset over a delay while heaven is quietly saving you from a future that would have stolen your peace. One day you may thank heaven for prayers that were not answered the way you expected. Because heaven sees beyond the moment. Beyond emotion. Beyond temporary desire. Beyond what human eyes can understand. And tonight, your spirit is being reminded to trust even when you cannot fully see the path. Stay till the end. Because what comes next is powerful. Have you noticed how sensitive your heart has become lately? Little things affect you more deeply now. Certain conversations drain your energy instantly. Loud negativity feels unbearable. Fake connections feel empty. That is not weakness. That is awareness. Your spirit is learning to recognize what carries peace, and what steals it. And when this awakening begins, heaven often separates a person from environments that no longer match their future. At first it feels lonely. But later it becomes clarity. Do not skip. Something huge is waiting for you. Right now, someone listening feels like they are falling behind in life. You compare yourself to others and wonder why your journey looks slower. But listen carefully. A delayed promise is not a denied promise. Some destinies require deeper preparation. A tree with stronger roots survives greater storms. And heaven is building roots inside you that will support blessings too large for a weak foundation. That process takes time. It takes patience. It takes growth nobody else can see. But when the right season arrives, everything changes suddenly. One opportunity. One connection. One breakthrough. One moment. And the years of preparation finally make sense. Can you feel hope returning as you hear this? That is not accidental. Because your spirit recognizes truth. There is still purpose ahead of you. Still beauty ahead. Still restoration ahead. Still joy ahead. And yes, still a seat in heaven waiting for you. The world may measure success through fame, money, or applause. But heaven measures differently. Heaven sees purity of heart. Quiet kindness. Faithfulness during hidden battles. Compassion shown when nobody was watching. Those unseen moments matter eternally. Every time you chose peace over bitterness. Every time you stayed gentle after disappointment. Every time you kept believing while carrying silent pain. Heaven noticed. Nothing was wasted. Do not leave now. Because the next revelation is something very few people understand. Sometimes heaven delays answers because your future self is not ready yet for what you are asking for today. Imagine receiving everything instantly while lacking the wisdom to protect it. Preparation is love. Growth is protection. Timing is mercy. And although waiting can feel painful, one perfectly timed blessing can change an entire life. That moment may be closer than you think. Something huge is waiting for you. There are people watching this right now who secretly feel unworthy. Because of past mistakes. Because of regret. Because of memories they cannot forget. But hear this clearly tonight. Your past is not greater than heaven's mercy. Your mistakes are not stronger than divine purpose. And your story is not over. The fact that your heart still searches for light means heaven is still calling you forward. Never forget that. You are still being guided. Still being watched over. Still being loved through every season. And maybe, just maybe, this message arrived tonight because heaven knew you were close to losing hope. So listen one more time. Do not skip. Stay till the end. Because something huge is waiting for you. The emotional battles you faced recently were not random. They were revealing what truly matters. They were separating temporary distractions from eternal truth. They were preparing your heart for a level of peace the world cannot give. You are changing, growing, awakening. And although the process feels uncomfortable now, one day you will look back and realize these seasons transformed your soul forever. Before this part ends, remember this deeply. You are not walking alone. Even in silence, heaven is near. Even in uncertainty, heaven is guiding. Even in waiting, heaven is working. And somewhere beyond this temporary world, a seat in heaven is waiting for you by name. Do not miss the next part. Because the final revelation will uncover why certain people suddenly enter your life before destiny-changing moments, and the truth behind it will leave you speechless. There are people who enter your life for ordinary reasons. And then there are people who arrive because heaven allowed the timing. Do not skip. Stay till the end. Because something huge is waiting for you. Think about the mysterious moments in your life. The conversations that happened at the exact right time. The strangers who spoke words your soul desperately needed to hear. The unexpected connections that changed your direction forever. What if those moments were never random? What if heaven quietly sends certain people before destiny-changing seasons begin? Tonight, you are about to understand something most people never notice until years later. There are divine timings hidden inside ordinary encounters. And right now, heaven may already be arranging people around your future breakthrough. Do not leave this video. Because the revelation ahead is once in a lifetime. Some people enter your life to heal you. Some arrive to awaken you. Some appear to remind you who you truly are when the world made you forget. And some are temporary because their assignment was only to guide you into the next chapter. At first, it all seems confusing. Why did they appear suddenly? Why did certain words affect you so deeply? Why did one moment change your entire perspective? Because heaven understands timing better than human understanding ever could. A single conversation can redirect a life. A single encouragement can restore hope. A single moment can awaken purpose sleeping inside a soul. And maybe, one of those moments is happening for you right now. Something huge is waiting for you. There is a reason this message feels personal. There is a reason your heart keeps listening. Because heaven often speaks through reminders when a soul is standing near transformation. You may think you are just watching another video. But your spirit knows something deeper is happening. Stay till the end. Because the next truth is powerful. Sometimes people disappear from your life because they were never meant to walk into your next season. Not every connection is permanent. Not every goodbye is destruction. Some departures create space for destiny. Imagine carrying relationships that constantly drain your peace while heaven is trying to guide you toward purpose. Sometimes release becomes protection. And although endings hurt, they often prepare the heart for something greater ahead. Do not skip. Because many people misunderstand this completely. There are seasons when heaven isolates a person before elevation. Quiet seasons. Hidden seasons. Seasons where it feels like everything slows down. But hidden preparation always comes before visible transformation. A seed grows underground before anyone sees the tree. And right now, even if your life feels uncertain, growth may already be happening beneath the surface. You are not forgotten during the waiting season. You are being prepared. Something huge is waiting for you. There is someone listening right now who secretly feels emotionally tired from carrying too much for too long. You stayed strong for others. You kept smiling. You kept moving forward even when your heart felt exhausted. But heaven saw every silent battle. Every hidden tear. Every lonely night. Every moment you almost gave up but chose to continue anyway. And this is what you must hear tonight. Strength does not mean never feeling weak. True strength means continuing even when the soul feels tired. That quiet endurance inside you matters more than you know. Heaven notices perseverance. Heaven notices sincerity. Heaven notices every moment you chose hope instead of surrendering to darkness. And your story is still unfolding. Do not leave now. Because the next revelation may stay with you forever. Some of the biggest blessings arrive disguised as ordinary moments. A delay that protected you. A rejection that redirected you. A disappointment that prepared you for something infinitely better. At first, pain looks meaningless. But later, purpose becomes visible. One day you will realize certain things had to fall apart so your spirit could finally grow into the person you were created to become. And when that understanding arrives, peace follows. Can you imagine how powerful that moment will feel? To suddenly understand why heaven allowed every twist in your journey? Why certain prayers seemed delayed? Why certain people disappeared? Why certain struggles shaped you? One day the confusion will turn into clarity. And the clarity will leave you speechless. Stay till the end. Because something huge is waiting for you. The world often teaches people to chase temporary things endlessly. More attention. More approval. More noise. But heaven whispers something different. Protect your soul. Protect your peace. Protect your purpose. Because eternity matters more than temporary applause. And somewhere deep inside, your spirit already knows this. That is why empty distractions no longer satisfy you like before. That is why your heart keeps searching for something real. That is why this message feels deeper than ordinary words. Your soul was created for eternity. A seat in heaven is waiting for you. Never forget that. Not because you are perfect. Not because you never struggled. But because heaven's love reaches deeper than human failure. And tonight, there is something heaven wants you to understand before this part ends. You are more loved than you realize. More guided than you realize. More protected than you realize. Even during the seasons that felt silent. Especially during those seasons. Do not skip. Because the final moments of this message are important. There are people watching who feel behind in life. Others seem ahead. Others seem happier. Others seem more successful. But comparison hides purpose. A different journey does not mean a lesser destiny. Some stories unfold slowly because they are being built to last. And heaven is not rushing your process. Every lesson, every delay, every breakthrough, every hidden season, it is all shaping your soul for something greater than temporary success. Something eternal. Something that cannot be taken away. Something heaven prepared long before you arrived on this earth. And maybe, just maybe, this entire message was meant to remind you of one life-changing truth. You were never walking alone. Even when you felt unseen. Even when you felt uncertain. Even when you felt emotionally exhausted. Heaven stayed near. The whisper never stopped. The invitation never disappeared. And beyond everything temporary in this world, a seat in heaven is still waiting for you. Do not forget this feeling after the video ends. Because one day you may look back on this exact moment and realize, this was the night your spirit finally woke up.